5 weeks every day, but 1 day a week for 5 weeks. And then we also do it with teams who are product teams. April's doing games with teams. We have, I'll show you in a minute, we actually have one that you can rent where we're working at, and they actually use it with their product teams. But basically, one thing what I like to do is when we go through it with the product team is kind of stack up. Are we doing these events? Are we investing in these skills? Are we investing in these critical success factors? And you'll notice that we don't have roles on there because we're trying to get off the idea of roles. It's more of what skills do we need for each of these critical success factors. So when you use it with the team, there's no winner, right? We do that in an event just to keep the momentum going. But the idea with the team is they work through it and they start to see where they need to improve. So that's what we do with the product team. This is specifically for product team mostly, but we do it with like an Agile team as well. It's good for engineers to see, hey, you're not doing your roadmap. I can tell because when we're getting stuff, it's not ready. Other feedback? Do you guys think you could use this? So you can't use it? Can you tell? Can you elaborate? Yeah.
So my observation here is that we were incented to win, and we were not incented to learn. So by having that, we ran retrospectives on our team, and those retrospectives we all did. How can we just get quicker during the game? Not how can we learn more. So I wouldn't, in that aspect, I would not use it with my teams because all I'm doing is trying to improve them on how they can get faster. And there was a lot of learning here that we absolutely chose to ignore based on that.
Yeah. So I would not use that aspect with the team. As a matter of fact, what we have, usually when we're working with teams, is we actually have a guide here, and we take the team through the guide. So it has every single level of planning, has an explanation for all the skills, all the critical success factors, all that. So it's really a tool to use to learn. You're correct in that when you're trying to focus on doing it quickly. But if we didn't do that, then we find that the room goes kind of dead when we're doing it in a conference. So that's why in the conference, we try to do it to be fun. Anything else? So this is what we have. We have a pack here. I'm not gonna pick it up right now, but we have a pack here that we have at where we work. And basically any team can come and check it out. We just keep it all together. We have a cupboard that they can come and check it out. They can do it by themselves, so they can have one of us coaches come in and help them to work through it and learn through it. So that's kind of how we use it. Any other questions? Any other comments?
There's a lot of thought put into the whole game, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
And, and basically, if I had a new group of, I would definitely use this to kind of first do some learning and then use this to reinforce the learning.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, just to extend on what Ted was talking about, I was thinking in terms of teams. When I start working with the teams, they are at a certain point in terms of maturity. It's not like they're starting at square one all the time. So we'll have to figure out how to introduce this.
Exactly.
That's the big challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yep, so we have a knowledge base. This game's in there. There's other games. There's tons of information on our knowledge base. I'm going to leave some brochures here, and you guys can get access to the knowledge base. It will ask for a credit card, but it's a 30-day free trial, so please go in, get what you want, and you can cancel your subscription. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. You're not my target audience, basically. But if there's things that you want to download or use, that's fine. And in there, in the instructions, it tells you different ways of using the game. So this is one way, but this way is only meant to introduce the game to people. It's not meant to give deep dive learning, but there's other ways to use the game to give learning, to understand, like for myself, if a team's having a lot of trouble with PI planning in Safe World, then I'll play this game with the product team and help them understand you're not preparing for PI planning. This is the problem, right? So this is how we leverage it without kind of like just saying you're not doing it. They don't know what they're not doing, so we try to help them see this is what you're not doing.
We also play it so that people can understand the level from beginning to end. And then when we go down, we'd actually slow down. So I would play it with the team just as for fun, get the team together, start getting them to have the conversation to understand how the game goes. And then I come in with one board at a time and say, okay, let's start with one board wherever we're lacking. If we have these that are already successful, we don't need to go back and touch them, then we can go around to make sure that we have the skills and the that's necessary. But we'll go and target where they're actually having pain points and then sit down an hour or two and start making an action list for them and then help them start coming out with a plan for it. But definitely at the beginning, it's so that they understand that it starts from vision and go down to daily and then go and hit where the pain points are.
That's fine, I'll use my throw.
Go ahead.
First of all, I really appreciate the amount of efforts that went into the design of the game. I think so the colors are very spectacular, the stones and everything, right? Just hearing from you, you condensed this version from a 90 minutes into maybe a 45 minutes. You may want to think about maybe doing a full 75 to 90 minutes next time. It just allows us to soak in the game better and a much more quality-oriented experience that we all shared from the table. So just a point for you to
So
consider.
take that on board.
Yeah.
I can yell.
Okay.
I was listening to what she said about doing one board at a time, and I was thinking that in my head. And in this situation, maybe doing one board on each table and we rotate around.
Yeah, I've had that suggested before. We might try that. Yes, and also too mindful that you guys are all very mature agilists. So if it's a group of people, like we did this with a group of BAs at one of their functions, and we didn't want to separate it because we wanted them to see the whole picture and how much effort. But I think with this group, that would have been a better probably approach to have people go around to the different tables. Anybody else? So I just want to give a thanks again to April. She's gotten 3 hours of sleep. For coming down. I could have never done it by myself, and with the 2 girls for their help too. Thank you, girls, again. I also want to thank the organizers for taking a risk on us. We're in Australia, so it's not like they knew who we were or what we were doing, so they kind of threw it out there and said, well, we'll give it a go. So that was really good. And our timing's off a bit, so when I got the message, it was like the middle of the night for me, and my mail went off, and as a true laid-back person does, I answered my email. And and I saw it, and so it was like, oh my God, we got it! And I'm texting April, we got it, we got it, we got it! So we love doing this. We find it a good experiment, but we also love working in the Agile community. So thank you guys for letting us do this.
Thank you, Terry. Can you guys hear me okay? Louder. Louder? How's this? Is that better? That's better, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to be breaking for lunch momentarily. Lunch is set up. There is going